everybody. So glad you're with us. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and we welcome you to the famed New York Arena here in Midtown Manhattan for a much-anticipated main event. 12 rounds among heavyweights. This should be a really good matchup here tonight. All that energy that we saw, it almost boiled over at the weigh-in yesterday. Now it gets to explode here in the ring. Golota's ring walks have become the stuff of legend, and you can see the intensity on his face. Hopkins is making his way to the ring right now, and he's doing so with a very business-like approach to things.
And his opponent across the ring, hailing out of Philadelphia, the Executioner, Hopkins.
All right, fellas, let's have a good, clean fight. Touch him up and let's go.
They're scheduled for 12. Here's round number 1. Golota's putting forth a great combination there. Oh, a good right hand by Golota. Good defensive skill. Trying to go downstairs, but off target. Golota's ability to punch, to flat out put forth power, puts people in the seats. Early on, that's what they expect to see here.
And early on, sometimes too much of a good thing, guess what? It can be dangerous. It can backfire. If he lands a punch and it doesn't get rid of the guy, well, what else can he do? What happens then?
Nice defense. Good block by Golota. See, Bernard Hopkins has been having those Philly gym wars for so many years now that it's just second nature to throw your punches in accurate combination form. Takes one, gives one. The right hand scores well. Good fighting, snapping shot by Golota. Very nice defensive guard there. Jab, uppercut, both upstairs. Hopkins' defense did a good job there, able to avoid that punch. I like that step back right there. Just enough to be out of danger, but still close enough to then land the counterpunch.
Well, that's what happens when you have that kind of experience. You're calm enough to know that range. Know where the beginning of the punch and the end of the punch is.
Scores well to the head with the right hand. Hopkins is just punching air that time. His opponent was able to get out of the way. End of the round here. You can see the fans really enjoying themselves tonight. You know, Teddy, I think maybe more so than any other sport, boxing fans are not just passionate like another sport, but they are smart and savvy. They know the game inside and out.
Well, they follow the contestants. They do understand the parameters of the game. And you know what? They come here and they kind of demand from those fighters the performance that they expect from them. If they expect a guy to box, you hear them every once in a while saying, hey, come on, you know, let's get that jab working. They act like coaches sometimes.
Bernard Hopkins is landing a combination here. That's what he does when he's at his very best. Nice block by Golota.
Come on, kid, focus.
Hopkins' combination punching working out well there. He landed 3 solid shots. Very accurate with the overhand right. Good block there by Golota. able to dismiss his opponent's shot, and then comes back with an uppercut. Bernard Hopkins going old school there. B-hop with your basic 1-2. Halfway through round number 2. Way to hit the target there. Jab uppercut. Now this is exactly what I love out of an offensive fighter, Teddy. A guy who's able to put together the multi-punch combinations and make it look like it's just the sweet science.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you can do when you have good fundamentals. Not just good physical ability. That's only part of the equation. But just good technical ability. And that's what he's doing. He's snapping his punches. They're nice and clean. They're crisp. They're short. They're together.
What a great job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by Golota. He missed with that headshot. Bernard Hopkins is scoring with that right hand. Good work toe-to-toe there. Both fighters got in on him.
It's okay. Pay him back.
Return to sender. He gives him back one of his own. Golota's commitment to throwing punches in that last round really scored well for him.
Keep them up, all right? I mean, you know, he caught you with your hands down. Let's keep him up. Listen, he's gonna come forward this round, all right? Keep that jab moving. Keep him away from you, all right? Look at me. I need you to keep moving.
All the eyes are on him to start this round. Hopkins' legs look just a little shaky, but keep in mind, he barely survived that last round.
No, but keep one other thing in mind. I agree with you, Joe, but he's been here before. He's very experienced. If anyone knows how to get out of this, he does.
Oh, I like the way he went to the body with that hook. His opponent wanted the body. He wouldn't give it to him. Downstairs with a right hand. Nice work blocking that, and then an uppercut of his own. Bernard Hopkins eating one punch, and then B-hop delivering one back of his own. Oh, good exchange there. Oh, and he's got something for him himself, and it's a left hand. Hopkins' defense is now serving him well. Nice job blocking that punch. And now a little combination punching, landing both shots. That is a strong uppercut there. Golota's impressing the judges and himself with that right hand. That was a miss by Golota. Now you're seeing stamina right here. How can they possibly? Solid. He goes up top and gets to him, hammering the head. Hopkins is getting back up to his feet after being knocked down. Fires right back at him. Hooks to the head. Boy, sharp two-punch combination by Golota. Able to show you his blocking ability. Oh, and he returns fire with a left hand. Scored well up top.
Keep up, just like that. You're gonna take this one.
Got any more of these?
Golota's power has been the biggest difference in this fight so far, Teddy. As we start round number 4 and we take a look at your scorecard, he's up 2 rounds to 1.
Yeah, because of that knockdown, that was the difference. But it's still close enough for his opponent, just using his jab, fundamentals, the things that he has to do to still get back in it.
Hopkins is putting his punches together now. That's a nice combination. You know, you go out there, a fighter like this, you were just knocked down in the last round. Now you got to go out there, you got to prove to your opponent, hey, I'm fine. You got to prove to the whole arena, hey, look at me, I'm fine. You also have to prove a lot to yourself, though, don't you?
Yeah, but you have to remember, that's a good question, but you have to remember this fighter has been there before. So just remember, I have dealt with it before. And then you have to beat David Copperfield. A little bit of a magician, a little smoke and mirrors, and con your opponent. Let him think you're all right. Let him think you even want to fight, when really you just want to buy a little time.
Hits him in the mug with the right. A little give and take, and here comes the left hand. He scored well after being hit himself. And now he's targeting upstairs. He took a shot, but he came back with a right hand of his own. Left hook, right hand, well done, especially to the body. He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by Golota. Hopkins is putting forth that hard work he did in training camp there, landing a crisp combination. A good hook by Golota. Flush right hand to the head. Took a shot, now he gives a left. Wow, what a right hand he just got caught by, and he's looking to tie up. And that's the end of round 4. Golota's corner has to feel good about what they just saw. I looked at the punch stats, and you can see that he was able to land more punches than his opponent. And Teddy, I mean, there are a lot of facets as to how you score a round. But at the end of the day, most people are going to go with the guy who landed more punches in a clean, effective way.
Yeah, exactly, especially if the other guy is not throwing enough. And right now, that's what's going on.
Throw punches, okay? Don't walk into him without throwing a punch. Nice and relaxed. You're in control, right? Got that? You're in control. So take your time.
I got more.
Good action throughout. We'll see if it keeps up in this round of what has been a very even fight. You see the accuracy now with that double jab up top. Gets rid of that body shot. Do you see any way in which he can take his opponent's aggression and turn it against him?
Yeah, the perfect way. I mean, boxing 101, counterpunching. You got a guy coming at you, no better way than to change his mind. Make him miss, make him pay.
Golota's doing well here with that two-punch combination. Hopkins' punch is far off the target. Golota's so dangerous with that accuracy, a two-punch combination landing. Comes right back with some offense of his own. Golota's in a bad spot right now, and yet another big shot comes in. Wow, is this good stuff? What good stuff? He just scored the knockdown after being knocked down earlier.
Joe, that's incredible, and the knockdown earlier actually set up this knockdown because his opponent, he got a little reckless, a little careless.
3, 4, 5,
Get to your feet.
6, 7, 8.
Let's go get her.
Golota's still in a tough spot here. Don't get fooled just thinking he beat the count and everything's fine.
And I'm not so sure that he can grab. So what you got to do now, if you're a trainer, the way you taught him in the gym is you don't want to go grab because you might leave yourself open. Move your head when he comes to you, then you grab him.
Nice block by Golota. Golota's able to land a nice, clean left hand. Bernard Hopkins' corner has to give him some advice here because that left hand has been scoring too consistently.
Exactly, Joe, and there's nothing else that he really has to worry about. Take that out of the equation, he'd be winning the fight.
Hopkins' right hand scores well. And that's the end of round 5. Golota's got to be in control of things after that round. This is a good fight, very good fight. I give his opponent credit, but I do believe he's ahead on the scorecards.
Yeah, but you want to keep that carrot out in front of him. Keep him running after something, you know? The worst thing is all of a sudden he thinks he's got the carrot, and he's sitting there, he's chomping away at it, and guess what? The tortoise goes right past him. Or in this case, his opponent gets his hand risen.
Just listen to me, man. If you want this fight, you got to stay busy out there.
New round underway here. He's hoping that it doesn't look like the last stanza where he was knocked down.
Well, this is a sport, a profession where hope is attached to something very tangible. You know, it's not just a notion, we hope, but it's attached to his jab. It's attached to his head movement. He has a good jab. He has good head movement. Guess what? He has hope he'll be okay the next round.
Keep working the jab. Good. Looking good.
Oh, he took some damage, but he gave some back with the right hand. Oh, good defense there. That was a fine block by Golota. Commits to the overhand right, and it serves him well. There's the headshot, but he parries it away. Well, something's got to stick. He sends the combination to the body. Good block there by Golota. Nice strike after catching one by Golota. Golota's sticking to his game plan, regardless of the fact that he's been down in this fight.
Yeah, and one threat you could compliment him for, Joe. You could say he understands who he is. He understands his identity. He's going to win or lose with that. But on the other hand, there are some changes he has to be aware of.
Wow, is he defensively sound. Hopkins is putting forth a little boom, 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 a three-punch combination scoring. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Look at that combination by Golota. Unable to score with the hook. I don't know, Teddy. It just feels like one of those nights, one of those fights where somebody's getting hurt, where this is not going to the judges' scorecards.
I feel like I'm in Coney Island watching one of those hot dog eating contests. Somebody's going to try to eat 50 of them, 60 of them. In other words, he's not worried how he's going to feel at the end of the night.
Listen to me. Best defense is the...
Halfway through the scheduled rounds here. Good way to protect the midsection. Hopkins is showing you what it takes to be the best in this business. Good, crisp combos. Nice work, the left hand to the head. Shot, returning fire. Well done by Golota. And you see what he can do when he sends that right to the head. Comes right back at him with a left hand. He gives as well as he takes. You saw it on that exchange. Bernard Hopkins is proving to be elusive. That's a stinging right hand by Golota. You know, sometimes a fight takes on a life of its own. This fight has grown into something bigger than both men. They both have risen each other up.
Yes, that's a good point. They've made each other better. They forced each other to become something that when they got to the arena tonight, they were not sure they could be that.
Good return fire that time. Golota is showing you that sublime skill right now with that two-punch combo. punch by Golota.
Very similar to what you see Floyd Mayweather do. You know, make a miss, pull that shoulder back, and then come right back with the counter.
Throws the jab, parry it away, you'll catch it, okay? You got that?
You're letting this guy get away.
Teddy, the start of round number 8 here, as we look at your scorecard, Golota's got himself a slight lead, but still a lot of time to go here. He can't let off the gas pedal.
No, that would be the worst thing. Part of why he's ahead here is because he's on that gas pedal. What I mean by that, Joe, is his offense is keeping the guy at a certain range where he doesn't want to take chances. He doesn't want to do anything. He needs to keep that offense going.
Two-punch combo by Golota. Carries that punch away. And he returns on that exchange. Golota's combination punching is working well here.
Come on!
Oh! Well, we know he survived earlier, but now he goes down for a second time. Bernard Hopkins likes to control things. Right now, this fight may be out of his control as he rises up to beat the count. Unable to land clean by Golota. Hopkins' blocking ability is doing well for him there. Solid left hand to the head. Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. Keep it going. Bernard Hopkins is the kind of boxer that wants to do. He is damaged. Oh, and there you go. As elusive and difficult as Hopkins is to face, his opponent is making it look easy right there. The power shot scores the knockdown.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven.
Hopkins is going to have to pull himself together here. Now, he beat the count, but still a lot of work to do.
Yeah, a lot of work because he doesn't have the benefit of his legs. Can't move around there wobbly right now. So what he's got to do is grab on a little bit and walk. Walk to the ropes. Show some time. Make the referee come in between you and break you.
Now listen, you need to keep moving out there. As soon as you stop moving, he throws that power shot, right?
Start of the round, but Teddy, it could be the end of the fight. He's been knocked down numerous times, including the last round.
You're probably right, Joe, but when things are darkest is when you find out what is special inside somebody, where they can go to a place you never expect them to be able to go to. Look at Archie Moore, Yvonne Durrell, years ago. Archie Moore was over 40 years old, in there with a 20-something-year-old Durrell. He was on the floor 3 times in the first round. He found a way to come back and knock him out in the 11th. Is this another one of those nights?
Hopkins is landing a combination here. That's what he does when he's at his very best. I like the way he went up top that time with the hook. Golota's showing us that if he pulls this trigger, he's hitting that target. His accuracy is great.
Well, that's part of his ability. You know, I mean, it's not just his hand speed and that he's technically good. You know, he's got a little bit of pop, but he knows when to throw. See, that's important, Joe. Know when to let the hands go. He knows exactly what time it is.
Right back at him with a left hand. Golota's movement helped out there. He avoided that punch. Golota's left, working well that time. He got hit, but he sends it right back. Now his opponent got away from that uppercut. And that's the end of round 9. Golota's putting on a display of accuracy, and the punch numbers tell that story.
Finish off with the hook, okay? 1, 1, 2. Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Keep that.
You gotta let your hands go. You have to. You have to be busy. This guy is beating the shit out of you. You have to throw 3 or 4 punches.
And now they start round number 10. There he goes with the right hand again. Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. Boy, right on target with that double jab. Parries that punch intended for the head. Double jab. Solid. Unbelievable. Just the barrage continues. He's knocked down again.
But his desired heart is just as strong as it was before.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That's it. It's over. Fight is over. Golota's in prime form. Power surge here. Knockout winner.
By way of knockouts, your winner, the Great Golota.
And that's exactly why he packs the stands. This fight is over. Boy, you gotta love a power puncher when he's on his game.
Yeah, and you have to love a finisher. He knew how to end it. He knew which punches to choose at the right time.
For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. That does it ringside. We'll see you next time at the fights.